Back in the 1980s, there was a lot of nostalgia for the 1950s. Maybe because the 1950s seemed to be an innocent time, when people worked hard, crime was low, and Sunday church attendance was high. You know, back when life was boring. Maybe because the 80s were so exciting with Cabbage Patch Kids, Rubik's Cubes, and Max Headroom. People longed for a time when things seemed to be more peaceful. You know, back when people resolved their differences by playing chicken with their cars. Anyway, a lot of movies in the 80s took place in the 50s, like Grease, Stand By Me, and Back to the Future. But if you were watching Grease, Stand By Me, or Back to the Future on television in the late 80s, there was a chance the movie would be interrupted by a weirdo wearing a Max Headroom mask. One of the iconic figures from the 1980s was a computer-generated TV presenter by the name of Max Headroom. I didn't think he was that funny, but enough people did that they made a Max Headroom television show, which was horrible, Max Headroom action figures, and Max Headroom rubber masks. On November 22nd, 1987, at 9:14 p.m., Channel 9, or WGN,
It's in Chicago, having a good time there, I'm watching Channel 9.
was rudely interrupted by a guy wearing one of those Max Headroom masks, stupidly and silently bobbing his head. It lasted about 30 seconds, and left the sports guy confused.
Well, if you're wondering what's happened, so am I. Actually, the computer that we have running our news from time to time took off and went wild.
You are fake news.
Sir,
go ahead.
Can you stay?
The second incident happened a couple of hours later, at 11:20 p.m. on WTTW, Chicago's PBS affiliate. An episode of Doctor Who was interrupted. But I'm not sure anyone even noticed, because Doctor Who was already a weird show. Anyway, the guy in the Max Headroom mask figured out how to include audio this time, and he rambled on incoherently. Maybe people thought it was Harry Carey at first.
It was like a boost to my ego that somebody would think that I'd steal some executive's wife.
And then the guy dropped his pants and got spanked with a fly swatter by a woman in a French maid costume. Again, this might have been a regular occurrence on Doctor Who. I never watched it, but it definitely got the attention of law enforcement.
It is serious, and that we will take every step that we can to find out who is doing it. And once we have determined that, we will make sure that the full extent of the law is carried out.
And to this day, a suspect has never been arrested.
Well, when they find them, they'll question them.
The persons or persons responsible never took credit for this prank. Maybe because they managed to create a Max Headroom so bad that it made the Max Headroom show look good.